Om San Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. On page 329, Atha, Pradhanikam, Rahasyam. Om Asya Sri Saptasati Rahasya Trigasya Narayana Rishiranishtab Chanda Maha Kali Maha Lakshmi Maha Saraswati O Devata Yatokta Palabhyapyartam Japi Biniyoga Rajobacha Bhagavan Avatarame Chandikayas Dita Efesham Prakritim Brahman Pradhanam Bhaktum Bharasi Aradyanyan Vagyadivya Sarupang yinata dvita vidina brui sakalam yatahavat pranatashime rishi ruvacha idam prakasyam parambam anakyayam prachakshate bhaktu siti namikinchid tavad vachyam naradipam sarvasyadya Maha Lakshmi's Triguna Parameshwari Lakshya Lakshya Surupasa Vyapyati Kritsnam Vyapastita Matulingam Kadam Ketam Panapatrang Chabibrati Nagam Lingam Chayoning Cha Bibati Nipamurtini Tapakanchana Parnapa Tapakanchana Bhushana Sunyam Tadakilam Swenam Puraya Masa Tejasa Sunyam Tadakilam Lokam Vilokya Parameshwari Paparam Paramang Rupam Tamasa Kevalenaki Sabinan Jana Sankasha Dangstrakita Varanana Visala Lochananari Babuba Tanumadhyama Kargapatra Sivraketrir Alankrita Chaturbuja Kabandaharam Sirasa Vipranagi Sirasrajam Satabrat Bacho Maha Lakshmi Tamasing Pramadotama Nama Kama Chami Matar Devi Tubhyam Namo Namaha Tan Provacha Maha Lakshmi Tamasing Pramadotama Tadami Tapanamani Yani Karmani Tanite Mahamaya Mahakali Mahamari Kshuda Krishna Nidra Krishna Trekabira Kalaratri Durateka Imani Tabanamani Pratipadyani Kamabi Ebiki Kamani Te Yatva Yodite Sosnute Sukam Tamit Yuktva Mahalakshmi Sarupam Paparang Ripam Satvakye Nati Shudena Gunene Du Prabhantado Akshamalam Kushadara Bina Pusta Kandarini Sababu Babaranari Namanyasyi Sastadado Mahavidya Mahabani Bharati Bhaksaraswati Arya Brahmi Kamadenur Vedaka Bachadishvari Aptobacha Mahalakshmi Mahakali Saraswati Yubang Janayatang Devyao Mitune Swarupata Idyutvate Mahalakshmi Sasajam Mitunam Swayam Hiranyakabo Runchiro Sri Pungso Kamalasano Brahmambi Devi Rincheti Tata Amrityaha Tannaram Shri Padme Kamale Lakshmi Yaha Mata Chatan Striyam Mahakali Parati Cha Mitune Sri Jatastaha Etayurapi Rupani Namani Cha Padavite Nilkantam Raktabahum Shwetangang Chandrasekaram Janaya Masa Purusham Mahakali Stitam Striyam Sarudra Sankarastanu Kapadicha Trilochana Trayividya Kamadenu Sastri Paksaksaraswara Saraswati Striyam Goring Krishnang Chapurasham Ripam Janaya Masa Namani Tayurapi Badamite, Vishnu Krishna Rishi Kesho, Vasudevo Janardana, Umaguri Sati Chandi, Sundari Shubhakasiba, Eva Yuvataya Sadyaha, Purushatvam Papedire, Chachuspanto Nupashyanti, Neterita Dido Jana, Brahmane Padato Patning, Maha Lakshmi Nripatrayim, Rudraya Gorun Borudam, Vasudevaya Chashriyam, Swaraya Sahasambuyam, Virincho Dandani Jijanad, Viveda Bhagavan Rudrast, Tadgorya Sakabir Yaban, Annamadye Pradhanadi, Karya Jata Mabhuripad, Mahabhutatmakam Sarvam, Jagatstavara Jagambam, Puposha Pala Gamasa, Talakshya Sakakeshava, Sanjaharam Jagatsarvam, Sahagorya Maheshwara, Maha Lakshmi Maharaja, Sarvasatva Maheshwari, Nirakara Chasakara, Sivanana Bidhanabrit, Nam Nitrit Rubyo Yisha, Nam Yamina Tinachit Om. Let's return to page 329 and we'll discuss the most preeminent secret. It's also the foremost secret, and it's the first secret. It's pradhan. It's first and foremost and preeminent. Om Dadam Dadam, presenting the three secrets of the 700 verses. Narayan is the seer. Understood, 32 syllables to the verse is the meter. The great remover of darkness, the great goddess of true wealth, and the great spirit of all-pervading knowledge are the deities. You see them. Maha Kali, Maha Lakshmi, Maha Saraswati. And we're talking about the middle row of deities. The deities with 4 arms each. The application of the recitation of these mantras is to inculcate the qualities of this scripture. Now, we're trying to learn how to worship. What is the order of events that preceded the cosmic altar? And how does it reflect the Chandi? And the king said, Lord, and the king is calling the Rishi Lord, because you are Prabhu to me. You are the dispenser of knowledge. You are the example of inspiration. Lord, you have explained to me the manifestations of the energy that tears apart thought, the 700 verses of the Chandi. I mean, that talked about the 3 episodes in which the goddess was manifest in various ways. O knower of wisdom, now please describe the principal characteristics of their nature. O twice born, I bow to you. Please tell me which intrinsic natures are to be worshipped and by which systems of worship they will be pleased. And the Rishi said, O king, this secret is extremely esoteric, and it is said that it should not be readily divulged. But you are devoted to me, and I find no cause not to tell you all. The supreme sovereign, the great goddess of true wealth, who is comprised of the 3 qualities, is the first and foremost of all cause. That's the Maha Lakshmi in the center, in the second row. She has 4 arms. Her intrinsic nature is both definable and undefinable. She is Nirakara and Chasakara. She is Lakshya Alakshya. She is definable and undefinable. She has attributes and does not have attributes. She is beyond all attributes. And having distinguished all the phenomena of the universe, she resides within. So this Maha Lakshmi, she was Nirakar and she became Sakar. She was beyond form and she became with form and distinguished by attributes, and she is pure Sattva. And she is being as it is, and she is all existence, and she made it into individual forms, and now she resides in every form. O king, she holds in her hands a pomegranate, symbolizing the unity of creation because it's all of the seeds in one fruit. The club, the shield, and a drinking vessel, and on her uppermost part she bears the snake and lingam, which unites the male principal consciousness with the female principal energy. So she's got a snake, which is Kundalini, and a lingam on her head, and she's got Shiva and Shakti in there manifested as they manifest. Her beauty is comparable with melted gold, and her ornaments shine like melted gold. She filled the entire nothingness with her radiant light. So here we have Mahapraloya, everything, all energy is pure potential energy. There is Sunyata, there is Nirakar, there is formless, empty space, and she filled that space with her light. She, of her own self, manifested. Seeing the entire nothingness, the Supreme Sovereign, by the quality of darkness, assumed another excellent form. So she said, hey, now there's light. I see the light. There's got to be darkness in order to see the light. Light only shines in the darkness. Darkness manifests. That form became a beautiful woman whose radiant body was black like soot. Now we're talking about Mahakalia. The black Mahakali on the left, Chaturbhuja, Mahakali with 4 arms. Her finely shaped mouth had large protruding teeth. Her eyes were large and her waist thin. In her 4 hands, she displayed the sword, the drinking cup, a severed head, and a shield with the decapitated body parts forming a necklace and a garland of skulls worn over her head. So here she's cutting off all the negativities from all of creation, from all the devotees especially, and she wears them as a garland, as an ornament. Our negativities are all with her. See them there. They are no longer here. They're no longer present here. We don't have any more negativities. We have divested ourselves of all the negative. Having thus appeared, that manifestation of darkness, excellent among women, said to the great goddess of true wealth. So Kali said to Maha Lakshmi, Mother, again and again I bow to you. Kali Durga Namo Namaha. Give to me my names, and describes the actions that I am to perform. And then the great goddess of true wealth said to the excellent lady of darkness, so Maha Lakshmi says to Mahakali, I give to you your names and the various actions that you will perform. The great measurement of consciousess, the great remover of darkness, the great destroyer, hunger and thirst, sleep, desire, solely attentive to the battle, the dark night, the impassible. These are your names, indicative of the actions that you perform. One who knows your activities by meditating upon these names attains the highest happiness. Hey guys, let's meditate upon these names for a minute. The great measurement of consciousness, she limits all consciousness into a definable individual form. She is the form of consciousness, Mahamaya. She's the great remover of darkness. That's why she's dark. She's taken away all of our darkness. The great destroyer, she has destroyed all of our iniquities. She has destroyed all of our transgressions. She's hunger and thirst, and she makes us hunger and thirst only after divinity. She's taking away all the inappropriate desires from creation. I have this trishna, this desire for worldliness, this hunger for animalistic fulfillment. Sleep. She makes me full of energy so that I don't need the sleep, or I sleep little. Desire. The solely attentive to the battle, ekabirya. Ekabira, she is solely attentive to the battle, means she's totally focused on winning this light. She's totally focused on removing our darkness. She's got a sankalpa. She knows what she's here to do, and she's doing it, and it alone. And she's not moving off here and there on many tangential journeys. The dark night, we talked about her at great length. The impassible, nobody goes beyond. The great she who is beyond time. These are your names indicative of the actions that you perform. One who knows your activity by meditating upon these names attains the highest happiness. Smile, everyone. Thank you. O King, thus having spoken, the great goddess of true wealth, by means of her extremely pure quality of light, assumed another form with radiant luster like the moon. This supreme woman held in her hands the rosary of alphabets, the curved sword, the lute or bina, and a book, and she too was given names. That sounds like Saraswati to me. The great knowledge, the great vibration, the light of wisdom, sound, the spirit of all-pervading knowledge, she who purifies with wisdom, creative energy, the cow who fulfills all desire, she's the Kamadhenu, the womb of wisdom and the lord of the mind. See, now we have the middle row manifest. First was Maha Lakshmi, then Maha Kali, then Maha Saraswati. Then the great goddess of true wealth said to the great remover of darkness and the spirit of all-pervading knowledge, goddesses, she's talking, Maha Lakshmi is saying to Maha Kali, Maha Saraswati, goddesses, you both produce pairs, male and female, according to your natures. So each of you give birth to a boy and a girl. And thus having instructed them, the great goddess of true wealth first produced her own pair, a male and a female of beautiful appearance, seated upon the lotus seat, having come forth from the golden womb, the first spark of creation, also known as the Bindu. So here is Maha Lakshmi producing Lakshmi, Kamala Lakshmi. That was the female. And then the mother said to the goddess of true wealth, then the mother, the great goddess of true wealth, said to the male, knower of consciousness, systematic worship, shining one, creator. So he is Brahma. And you see, Brahma is in the house of Lakshmi. He's right behind Lakshmi. And again to the female, ultimate prosperity, lotus blossom, goddess of wealth, and in this way gave their name. So she gave birth to Lakshmi and Brahma. Then the great remover of darkness and the light of wisdom also produced pairs. I am telling you their names and forms. The great remover of darkness gave birth to a male who had a blue throat, red arms, a white body, and who wore a digit of the moon on his forehead. That's Shiva. Nilakantam, Ratabahum, Shwetangam, Chandrasekharam. And also to a white female. She gave birth to Shiva and to Saraswati. He is known as the reliever of suffering, Rudra, the cause of peace, Shankar, the permanent resident of matted hair, with 3 eyes, while the female is called the three. Knowledge, the cow fulfilling desires, language, letters, and melody. So, Maha Kali, who is pure Tamaguna, she gave birth to Shiva, who is infinite consciousness, who perceives infinity infinitely. And she gave birth to Saraswati, who is art and literature and letters and music and philosophy and poetry. O King, the spirit of all-pervading knowledge brought forth, that's Maha Saraswati, brought forth a female of bright color, Gauri, and also a male who is dark, and I'm telling you their names. Vishnu, Krishna, Rishikeshu, Vasudeva, Janardana. The names consciousness that pervades all, the doer of all, the ruler of the senses, the God of true wealth, the Lord of existence apply to the male. So Maha Saraswati gave birth to Vishnu and the nourishing mother, she who is rays of light, truth, the energy that tears apart thought, the beautiful, excellent fortune, and the energy of infinite goodness applied to the female. So Maha Saraswati gave birth to Vishnu and to Durga, or Gauri, or Uma, or any other name you like to call her. In this way, the three young ladies, Mahakali, Maha Lakshmi, Maha Saraswati, in the middle row, immediately gave the form to the males. They gave birth to Brahma from Lakshmi, to Vishnu from Saraswati, and to Shiva from Kali. And this fact, those who see with the eye of wisdom may understand. The manifestations of consciousness are born of the forms of energy. The manifestations of consciousness who perceive are born of the qualities of nature which create, which bear, which bring forth into manifested existence. Those who see with the eye of wisdom may understand. Other uninitiated people may not understand the esoteric meaning of this secret. Because if you don't have energy, who can perceive? Who can perceive what? How can perception take place if there were no energy? The energy manifests and then gave birth to the consciousness which perceives that energy. O King, the great goddess of true wealth, gave the spirit of all-pervading knowledge to the creative capacity as his wife. So Lakshmi gave Saraswati to Brahma. And you see, Saraswati went to sit in the house of Brahma behind Lakshmi. And to the reliever of suffering, that's to Rudra, or Shiva, she who is rays of light. So Durga went to be with Shiva in the house of Kali. And to the Lord of true wealth she gave the ultimate prosperity. And to Vishnu she gave Kamala Lakshmi. So you see in the top row you have Brahma with Saraswati, Vishnu with Lakshmi, and Shiva with Gauri or Durga. Thus, the creative capacity with his wife, the spirit of all-pervading knowledge, gave birth to the cosmic egg. And the reliever of suffering, along with his wife, she who is rays of light, pierced the egg, causing it to crack. So Brahma and Saraswati brought forth this cosmic egg, the Vishwa Brahmanda, the Brahma Anda, the egg of pure consciousness, of all the possibilities that can evolve into existence. And then Shiva and Durga cracked the egg. O King, within the egg were all the primary products, the capacity of the five elements to unite. Shikti, Ap, Tej, Morud, Bom. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And when those five elements started to unite with each other through the Panchakritya process, which we discussed in our discussion of the Devi Gita, and all this existence of movable and immovable forms came to be. And if that isn't the tale of existence, that's a creation story. Then the goddess of true wealth, along with the consciousness that pervades all, that's Vishnu and Lakshmi, began to protect and to nourish creation. And at the appointed time, the great Lord with his wife, she who is rays of light, that Shiva and Gauri, Shiva and Durga, will cause its dissolution. Srishti, Sthiti, Loy. Srishti, Sthiti, Loy. And Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And Saraswati, and Lakshmi, and Durga. O great king, the great goddess of true wealth is the ruler of all truth and of the quality of light. She is the inconceivable formless, and again she is with form and is known by many names. Only her attributes can be named, and yet she cannot be explained by only one name. You can talk about her, but there's no one name that explains her completely. She is both Nirakar, without form, and Sakar, with form, and she, from her, has come forth this entire manifested existence. Oh. Let's see if there are any questions.
Swamiji, in verse 25 is the first verse where this stotram is described as a secret. Why is it esoteric?
Esoteric means that you have to meditate deeply in order to understand it. It's a mystery, it's a secret because it's deeply within us. It's a mystery because it's not easily or readily understood. It's not just what is upon the surface. You have to dig deep and dive deeply into the complete meditation on what this altar is symbolizing to us in order to get the fullest understanding. And that's why it's a secret, and that's why it's a mystery, and that's why it's esoteric teaching. Exoteric teaching is something that is empirically verifiable. You can look at it and see the reality. You know it a priori. But esoteric teaching means that you have to go deeply into your intuition and deeply into contemplation and deeply into meditation in order to grasp what is this teaching us? What is this symbolizing to us? How does all this manifested existence evolve? And what qualities are permeating this manifested existence? Now we can go deeply into the secret. That's why these are called secrets. And this is the most preeminent secret. It's the first of the secrets. It tells how creation evolved. And we have it from the subtle body to the causal body. And in the next secret, we're going to learn about the gross body.
Swamiji, here we see that existence is manifested by light.
Yes.
But sometimes we hear that first there was the word. That is the beginning. Can you please help us understand?
Yes, the word is a vibration. The vibration is a friction. A friction creates heat, and all heat creates light. There's a light along with it. So they're all synonymous. In the first spark of creation, there was some quality which we can define according to our perception, according to our desires, and how we want to express that inexpressible essence that manifested on the first spark of creation. And that's what it means. In the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the vibration, in the beginning was the light, in the beginning there was nothing, and then that one thing breathed of its own accord, as it says in the 125th hymn of the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda, that one existence breathed of its own accord, and then creation began. The Bindu manifested. And here we are saying that this Bindu comes in the form of Maha Lakshmi, who takes the form of light, and then she says, I'm distinguishing myself as light because I'm giving birth to darkness. And then Mahakali took birth. And then she said, I'm giving birth to Saraswati, who is rays of light and rays of knowledge, and she knows she can distinguish, she can discriminate the distinctions between the various forms. She'll give names to the roops. Nam and Rup, name and form. And these all come under the domain of Mahasaraswati. Are there other questions?
Swamiji, Swamiji, a question from Nanda from San Jose.
Namaste, Nandama.
Pranam Swamiji, each tradition has its theory as to the first and foremost deity. So how does it help us as sadhaks to acknowledge Maha Lakshmi as the first deity? Is it not just an entertaining legend? Can you please help me to understand?
Yes, I can. First comes sattva, pure being, purity and clarity. In the sunya, in the void of nirakar, the first manifestation of light is pure sattva. It's just being without any encumbrance, just being without any conditioning. And she is Maha Lakshmi. So this is how this first secret is helpful to us. It says being, becoming, and rest have evolved into this creation. And now we emanate from being. Let's move back to pure being without thinking, what are we going to become? What have we accomplished in the past? What are we going to do in the future? Let's be here now, to quote some great scholar. So, yes, this tale of creation is intrinsic to our tradition because it gives birth to the cosmic puja, it gives birth to the altar, it gives definition to the Chandi, because these are the deities of the pantheon of the Chandi. And this is the cosmic puja, it's Samashti Upasana, because it unites all the branches of Hinduism. They weren't separate before. In the origin of Hindu Dharma, all the puja recognized each of the branches of Hinduism, which is those whose primary deity is Shiva, those whose primary deity is Shakti, those whose primary deity is Vishnu, those whose primary deity is Ganesh, and those whose primary deity is the sun and the 9 planets. So there were 5 divisions of Hinduism. Our third mantra, first we acknowledge Ganesh, and then we say Shiva di Pancha Deva Tabhyo Namaha. To Shiva and all the other 5 branches of Hinduism, we unite you in this worship, and that's why we are Samasti Upasana. We are striving to become Sabarni with all colors, tribes, castes, creeds, religions. We're one with everyone. We exclude none. We accept all. We unite and invite and harmonize with all. Our worship is not exclusive. Even though we have individual forms, we are not exclusive. We are inclusive. And this is universal spirituality. It is not seeking to divide into sects. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So we have no sectarian spirit. We are universal worshipers. And that's why it is different from any other creation tale.
Swamiji, another question from Nanda. Can you please help me understand if Shiva, Vishnu and other deities are just energies within our body or higher states of consciousness within us? If they are, then what does it mean when Saraswati is the sister of Shiva and the spouse of Brahma?
Nanda, what it means, first of all, they are not just manifestations of energies. They are manifestations or forms of consciousness. The form of consciousness that gives birth to creativity, the form of consciousness that protects, and the form of consciousness which transforms. So they are not manifestations of energy at all. No. They are manifestations of a perceiving capacity, a capacity of recognition, a quality of awareness which allows consciousness to perceive in certain ways. These are not manifestations of energy. Their form, their female counterpart, is the manifestation of energy that is a partner and helps them in the performance of their functions.
Swamiji, you said quality of awareness which allows us to perceive in a certain way.
Yes.
So, and can you please say, how would Vishnu allow us to perceive differently from Shiva?
Brahma will allow us to perceive all creative ideas and manifest them, bring them into manifestation. Vishnu will allow us to perceive how to protect what we've already created. And Shiva will perceive how to transform it into something else. So when I'm bursting with creativity, then Brahma is perceiving the ideas of Saraswati. When I am trying to protect what I've already created, Vishnu is perceiving the ideals of Lakshmi. And when I am striving to transform what is into something that is going to become to be, then Shiva is giving me, he is perceiving the ideals of Durga. Gauri.
And Swamiji, but like when Lakshmi is helping us set some goals,
yes,
and Vishnu is helping us to protect them, but there may be creativity involved in the protection, which is energy of Lord Brahma.
Yes, yes, there is one God, and there is one goddess, and the goddess and the God are one. So you can't really distinguish them. We are separating them in order to define certain processes which are unique and distinct in our lives. But in reality, they're all present together. And you can't really take away the salt from the water. It's very difficult. Once you mix the salt with the water, the salt is all... Remember Ramakrishna talked about the salt doll that went to measure the sea. He jumped in the ocean and dissolved. He couldn't tell how deep is the sea. He couldn't extricate himself from the union with the ocean. There was salt everywhere. In the same way, there is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva everywhere. There is Maha Kali, Maha Lakshmi, Maha Saraswati everywhere. There are the three qualities everywhere. Which quality do we wish to discuss right now? And that will guide which deity we are worshiping right now. But all are present. If you invite Srima to dinner, you better believe Swami's going to come. We are inseparable. Especially at mealtime. I come like clockwork, just like Pavlov's dog. Come right to the table. Are there other questions?
Swamiji, Ambika is asking a question.
Namaste, Ambika.
She says she's a little bit lost in all the details, and she's requesting you if you can kindly sum up what the most preeminent secret actually is.
The most preeminent, wow, it's a very difficult thing to summarize because it says this is extremely esoteric and this is extremely mystical and it's extremely deeply hidden within yourself. So you yourself, Ambika, will have to go inside. Now, if you want me to tell you in a word or a few, I'll try. But please, I reserve all humility for trying to explain the secret. The secret, as I understand it, is that all has come forth from pure sattva guna, and that sattva guna manifested as light and then separated itself into darkness and into being, becoming, and rest. And then into three qualities, sattva, raja, and tama, which manifested as three goddesses. And the goddesses each gave birth immediately to a perceiving capacity and to an energy which expresses that quality. And then they switched partners. So that Shiva was with Durga and Brahma was with Saraswati and Vishnu was with Lakshmi. And then the three of them together, the six of them together, the three couples, began to create, preserve, and transform this universe. And so if we know all all creation has come forth from this altar, from these gods and goddesses. And when we return, we're going to return to the pure sattvic state of pure being in equilibrium. She is both nirakara and chasakara. She is with form and she is beyond all form. Take the form and hold it, fix it deeply in our meditation and go beyond form and move back into the formless, into the equilibrium of Mahapralaya, Sunyata, Sat Chit Ananda. I think this is a definition for the cosmic altar, and it's a definition for the puja. We're going to find out more about that in the next chapter. I hope that was a short summary.
Swamiji, you spoke about the different qualities of awareness.
Yes.
And do we understand the different nature of energy in the same way?
Often they are intermingled. However, when we look at it closely, through the eye of discrimination, we can separate our qualities of sattva from our qualities of tamas. When we look at it purely, when I look at my desires, can I say, gee, that's a really pure desire, I should pursue that. That's a really selfish desire, I should eradicate that. Do I say that's a rajasic desire, that's selfish, I'm going to find something, I'm seeking an undue advantage for myself, I should control that? If we are training ourselves to perceive in this way, we get to use discrimination every time a thought comes to our mind. We don't have to respond to that thought immediately. We can discriminate. What is that thought about? How is it going to affect my being? Is that thought sattvic? I want to pursue it. If that thought rajasic, I want to control it. Is that thought tamasic? I want to eradicate it. Or if that energy is so tamasic and it's bursting to come out, hey, let me go into my room, close the door, pull down the shades, close the blinds, lock the gate, and then let the tamas come out. So I at least don't make a bigger mess for myself than I've already created for the rest of my life. So this discrimination will empower us. Empower us to choose our goals and to choose our paths and to choose our responses to stimuli, so that we respond to circumstances with wisdom rather than with emotion. That's why. Yes, please.
Swamiji, so seeing this discrimination, seeing that this is how it's all set up in the cosmic puja, the Chandi is then saying through this sadhana of chanting the Chandi, then you can go back into the formless?
Absolutely. You can go into the formless, you can go back into that state of purity where you recognize the various forms of energy that are coming at us and from us. And then discriminate and decide yourself which form of energy do you wish to project. What will be your response? Will it be an intelligent response or an emotional response? Then we can plan our lives to live with the goddess rather than responding to life continually like the yo-yo, going down and then coming back up. And that's exactly what this Chandi sadhana is designed to do. And this cosmic puja, this first secret, is how do you distinguish between the various forms of thought that come to you? From whence have they come? Where have they come from? How did it start? It started that there was a light in the darkness. And then that light divided itself into three, and three gunas were created. And as soon as three gunas were created, the three ladies immediately gave birth to three gentlemen. And so three forms of consciousness came to perceive the three different gunas, the three qualities, in their various states. And then they took their Shaktis with them and they began to respond in the manner of the quality which they were representing. And that's what the secret is telling us. Meditate deeply on this secret and you gain control over the processes and the functions of life. You get control over the functions of the mind. You can discriminate which processes do I want to keep and which do I want to eliminate. And then through hard work and self-control and a lot of practice, slowly, we get control of them. Do you know when you buy a brass pot from the store, it's not so shiny? Quite often they've been sitting on the shelf for a while and they're tarnished. In India we use ashes or we use sand and we rub the pot. And if you rub it a little bit every day, after a while it begins to go chuck chuck. It becomes ujjwal, it becomes radiant, it becomes glowing. It's a clean pot. And in the same way, if we sit with these deities every day with this process of sadhana before us, and this is our goal, and this is our understanding, and this is our path, and pretty soon, a little bit, every day, it becomes habitual. Do I want to get involved in that? No thanks. Yes, please. Yes, Raghu?
So when do we discriminate and when do we surrender?
Oh, we always are required to discriminate before we surrender. Is this surrender an appropriate action or not? Is this something I want to surrender to? When we say surrender in Sanskrit, we use the term samarpan. And samarpan means sama arpon. I offer myself in equilibrium. It's not the last resort. Oh, I've got no more bullets left. Hands up. I surrender. Don't shoot. I surrender. It's not my last resort to surrender. It's my first alternative. Now, discrimination says this is something worthy of surrendering to. This is a process to whom I should surrender. I feel it worthy. I have faith in this process. I've used my reason, my logic, all my emotion is telling me this is something good to which I want to surrender. So first comes discrimination, and then comes samarpan, offering ourselves in equilibrium. Yes, Srini.
Swamiji, when we do the cosmic puja, each puja, especially towards the end, to each deity evokes a different emotion. Now, how do we take that and go to the goal of seeing God as being one?
Oh, each emotion is another part of me that I use frequently. These are the most efficient parts of me. These are the most wonderful things, the expressions of me, through which I can be the most efficient tool in her hands. So thank you for empowering me with all of these various aspects, with all of these various qualities, with all of these various attributes, and now I can surrender to you as a holistic spiritual being. I'm not only surrendering to you from one quality or another quality, or one characteristic or another characteristic. I give you the whole shebang. All of me. Please, take it. So those various emotions which each of the deities evokes is just another step in the process of defining the real me. What are my capabilities? What are my qualities? What are my capacities? And how can I best be used as a tool in your hands? Then I'm qualified to surrender.
Swamiji, when we look at Lakshmi, Saraswati, Kali and the qualities of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, there is only goodness. But when we understand Rajas and Tamas, maybe my understanding is wrong, it's not all good. Tamas is bad, Rajas too much is not good, but Sattva is what I'd like to be in. Is that incorrect?
It's correct from one point of view. It depends. You see, good and bad are only dependent upon your point of view. There is no absolute good. There's no absolute bad. It's bad to injure other beings, but say I'm preserving someone else's life and I injure someone in protecting my own loved ones, well, my hingsa is not bad. That's tamasic action. This rajasic action, I'm acting out of attachment, but I'm acting for a greater good. There is no absolute sattva, raja, or tama. The only absolute sattva is samadhi. When you're one with Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb of light. The light that comes from the golden womb, that's Bindu, that's first spark of creation, which Maha Lakshmi is telling us about. There we have pure gunas. All the gunas converge into the unity and the harmony of the threes. And then we can find the pure essence of the quality. So don't worry about good and bad. Just define and acknowledge and understand, classify your attitudes, your actions, the events that are occurring in your life. Is this sattva? Is this rajas? Is it tamas? Is it tamas that's good? There are many, many forms of pure tamas. Tamas is Jnana Shakti. She is the energy of wisdom. Tamas is the darkness in which the light can shine. If there were no tamas, there would be no sattva. Tamas is rest. Don't you want to rest? I think a lot of people around here like to rest. There's a rest time every time I call on the phone. What's the next? The next job is rest. So tamas is not all bad. Rajas is not all bad. There is an attachment. In rajas, there's a selfishness, but I'm selfishly attached to my goddess. I'm selfishly attached to my guru. I'm selfishly attached to my sadhana. And I want to make sure that I get to do my sadhana. I'm going to make room in my life, in my budget of time, so that I have ample time to perform my sadhana according to my capacity. That's not bad. It is the energy which is going to propel us to union, in the absence of which we will never make a first step. We'll never get ahead. So it's not a question of, these are good good attributes and those are bad attributes, and these are good qualities and those are bad qualities. It is, what is it? How do I define it, and how does it work for me? And if there is any negative attribute towards it, from it, how does it work against me? Let me be cognizant. I want to be aware. I am consciousness. I want to understand which is the good quality and which is the not good quality. And which ones do I want to pursue and which ones do I want to avoid. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.